Literally, this verse says, from, it says, lereshim, so the lamed is from, so from beginning until heaven's beginning. From beginning until heaven's beginning. What does that mean? What idea can we formulate from this phrase? Consider our understanding of Bereshit 1:1 as the mandate that by the authority of Yahweh Elohim, the Word became human to be the vehicle of sacrifice in order to restore the covenant between Yahweh Elohim and humankind, and thus reattach the realm of Elohim to the realm of humankind. If we apply this to our statement that the chosen have listened to and obeyed the voice of Yahweh Elohim and have believed and received his word of redemption, who is Yahshua, then we might consider that because of this obedience, the mandate will now be implemented for them, and they will now enter into a covenant where they are to be ruled by the authority of Yahshua, the Word, and the high priest of Yahweh Elohim in the matter of Melchizedek within the realm of Elohim. Did everybody catch all that? So, I mean, it's a lot of words thrown together. Huh? But we understand that this phrase is saying that because of the action taking place in Bereshit 1:1, the Word became flesh to become the vehicle of sacrifice, that in believing and receiving, that now this mandate begins to unfold and take place, and that the chosen now can become or can enter into a covenant relationship through Yahshua the Word as high priest in the order of Melchizedek within the realm of Yahweh Elohim, because now this realm, though we're going to find out in Thessalonians that it hasn't expanded, that it will expand, because we're going to talk about 3 Peter as well. Yeah, 3 Peter. Again, the new heavens and the earth whole thing, next study. But because we've believed and received, now we can enter into a covenant relationship through his word in the order of Melchizedek, fully within the realm of Elohim. But we must, however, consider the narrative of Paul at 1 Thessalonians in order to get the finer details. Paul was a highly educated Pharisee and was very much aware of the deeper meanings of Torah, as well as the more intricate details of the very physics of the Torah itself, what we would call Kabbalah today. Okay? You say Kabbalah and people freak out and wig out and run for the hills. But it is here that we will gain a much deeper insight as to the deeper understanding of these verses. What we have seen, however, in the words of Yahshua is that a manifestation of increased perception will take place, and it will be during a period of great tribulation. When we say in the beginning was the Milta, and the Milta was with Elohim, and the Milta was Elohim. Milta is an Aramaic word that, although it can mean word, specifically it means a manifestation. And Elohim now manifests something for us to be able to perceive. But we have to have an increased perception, and that can only come through our worshiping in spirit and in truth, so that the Spirit, the Ruach of Elohim, will allow us to open our eyes and open our ears to be able to perceive and hear the shofar. So we've considered within these verses that the chosen of Elohim will be protected from his wrath, but not from the evils of humankind. And it is because of this, for their sake, that this period of tribulation will be cut short. It is during this time that humankind will be able to make teshuvah one last time before judgment comes. But we read that the love of humankind will grow cold, and that because of this they will not leave their doctrines and traditions founded by the harlot, Babylon the Great. The blast of the shofar will be heard coming from heaven, just as it was at Sinai, And humankind will have to decide to bow before Elohim through his word in obedience to his Torah, or continue to be deceived by the serpent. Humankind will have the opportunity to make teshuvah, as they did on Yom Kippur, and they will have the opportunity to once again enter into the hedge of protection and be Elohim's delight during the great redemption, Hoshana Rabbah, of Sukkot. We will consider all of this, and we'll consider it at a much more intricate level as we get to Thessalonians. And that's pretty much our study for part 2. I know it was kind of long. The notes are pretty detailed, so hopefully they should help. And these last verses that are on this page are the Aramaic of Thessalonians that we will be taking a look at Friday. So I encourage you, if you have some time, look it over and see if, based on what you've learned in the first part and in the second part, if you have some time, see if you can start to formulate some ideas as to what you find within these verses. Friday, if I can do it, and if y'all want it, it's up to you. I can bring you the Aramaic Aleph Beit. I don't know how many people want to spend their time trying to figure out what these squiggly lines mean, but I have the Aramaic Aleph Beit, what it looks like, and I'll also bring you some information on a website. It's actually Peshita.org that you can go to, and it has tools so within there, and you can go and you can find the entire Brit Hadashah in Aramaic. You can check off Aramaic. You can check off that you want the Hebrew font, and then it gives you like Murdoch's translation, Etheridge's translation, Lamsa's translation, so that you can compare those, and it also gives you what King Jimmy says, so you can compare that to King Jimmy, and you click what you want, then you click the book that you want, Matthew, John, whatever, and then you hit submit, and it will take you to that particular chapter with, if you chose an Aramaic, it'll look like this page. Aramaic, if you want the Hebrew fonts for the Aramaic, it'll give you that. But in the Aramaic part, it has a little deal called Analyze. And you can click on that, and it'll take you to that verse, and it has all the words laid out, all the English word laid out, and next to it, it has the Aramaic words in the little Aramaic thing, but you can click on that, and it'll take you to another page that gives you the English transliteration of the Aramaic, so that you can say, oh, that's what that word is. Wow. And it helps you to tear down the Aramaic a lot like you would tear down the Hebrew. Unfortunately, we don't have a Strong's for Aramaic yet, but this is as good as it gets. So, anyway, any questions?
Can we read through this again?
Yeah. Anyway, this is why I tried to get this as thorough as I could. You can read through Torah, and in that helical time, you're going to see this again and again and again and again until that screw is finally bottomed out at the end of Revelation. So all through Torah, it's about our choice, but it's also about the compassion, the love that Elohim has, that He's made a way for us to find a way out if we make the wrong decision. All right. Well, grooviness has been achieved there.